So I left a week ago, exactly on a Friday, and I'm doing so again today. And I'm returning with this cooker to use the sterilizer, the autoclave. And yeah, it's been sunny. Today I've got the sun on me, I've got the wind on my back, and I'm just passing through Kärnave, so I'm only like 11 kilometers away. I'm killing through it today. It's one difference I'm realizing since I ran yesterday and I ran twice as far the day before, so my legs are pretty tired. So a trick I didn't realize when I biked last week is to pull the legs up and work on my quads and glutes. And it's making me fly through this road like butter. I'm getting there way faster than I expected. And I made it. It was crazy fast for today. Home sweet home. It hasn't rained in a long time. It's been similar sunny in the daytime. Last night it dipped into freezing, but it wasn't nearly as cold as before. And now I've got my compass, I've got all the tools I need to draw a map, so I'm going out to the corner of my land and I'm going to try to triangulate and draw some stuff. Here I'm measuring out the distance of the trees. I've got the height of the trees, climbed up that tree to figure it out, the diameter, 25 centimeters, and the distance of the branches. So I'm hoping from this information I can eventually throw it into SketchUp and be able to map this out digitally. So the sun is on its way down. I've got an hour or so and I'm getting to some more seed planting. So I mixed up some soil. I'm going to transplant some of these. These dried out over the 3 nights that I spent in Vilnius. So that's good to know going forward. And over here, I arranged the space around so that I'd have more space for transplanting others. Here, Rygodas gave me a current, or several currents, which are letting out their roots. Like this one has a lot. I could have probably transplanted in a pot already. Okay, I've got everything I need to get started. I got my tweezers, and I might actually want to try to plant some figs while I'm at it. And transplanting time. Future reference. Here I have broccolis that I planted here, transplanted. Amaranthus. This whole row has this long red 2 pepper from California from 2 years ago, but it also has beetroot. So there's several seeds in there. Also, this is beetroot. And then these 2 rows are eggplant. And this is also eggplant. These are Southland snow peas from New Zealand, and these are these little marble peas. Today felt like a pretty productive day. I measured out some trees on my beginning of my map. I planted these new seedlings. Hopefully they don't die off from my neglect. And otherwise, I'm getting ready to tuck in for the night. I tend to go to bed pretty early here, because there's not much to do or move around once it gets pretty cold out and dark, and I don't have all too much light and stuff. Otherwise, I've got 2 sleeping bags here. One's a quilt, one's actually wraps around, and I'm dressing up so that I don't know how cold it's supposed to be, but I don't want to have to think about it in the middle of the night. Good night. This is the first not sunny day in a long time, and I'm hoping that it rains. According to the forecast, there should be some sleet later tonight, which would be good for the ground because it's been very drought-like. Otherwise, it got pretty chilly. I'm making breakfast, some oats over the fire. I made a new innovation, adding these bricks on the side to better funnel the heat. And I don't know what I'm going to do today. So here I just harvested some wood. I need to chop this stuff up, and I'll show you where I chopped it from. Up here, I've made quite a big clearing. There's still lots more work to be done now, but I carelessly cut myself up, so I'm going to take a break now. Now that I'm back in a new routine, or of trying to make sense of whatever routine this is, it's hard to remember to brush my teeth. I realized that last week I was here I didn't have my toothpaste with my toothbrush. They weren't together, so I just would forget to brush my teeth. And now that I'm back, I'm trying to to make a habit to remember these sort of things that I need to stay healthy. Otherwise, I'm trying to organize, realize this, the more things you get, the more you need to organize, and the more vegetables you want to grow and more fruit trees, the more you need to organize for that too. So next I'm going to try to fix up my greenhouse. If I can get the shovel from Rigodas, I want to dig out this area and redo it with stakes like I did over here, because here I don't feel safe standing on the center. I'm going to try to straighten this out and make it more secure instead with the small shovel. Try to do it without moving my tent. I hope I don't have to move it. This is getting very narrow to work with, but I think I'm getting there. I'm going to try to lower the level of this and this to match the other one as much as possible. I'm going into the details, trying to get every spike into its own hole. So I think this should finally fit. So that looks like a good distance. So finally, it's raining a little bit, and I'm getting these stakes in. Here, I've got these stakes in, and I'm pegging the last one in. Ah! Bah! The last one got battered to bits, just like this one. I'll have to saw them off. Now I can start adding the dirt back in, making it walkable. I feel like I'm getting better at making these fences. This is the first one I made last year as a test. This is the one I made when I fixed this the first time. And this third time, I'm seeing if I can get it all level. And so I'm reusing these from last year, and then I'll see how nice I can get this. Then I'll have a raised garden bed, at least on this side. I'm pretty psyched with this progress. This looks a lot better than before, and I feel more confident walking on the sides. So I'm going to test this area out and put some rocks down. Maybe I'll do some more, but now I'm going to go get some more of these sides from Rigodas. He's got a huge pile of them. Yesterday it was 17 degrees. Today it's snowing. I'm pretty happy about it because it's really needed. The land was so dry. So today is a sunny day. It'll be warm in the greenhouse. I'm going to get back to work and finish this pathway. I'm going to add some slots into here to close this out, and then finish this part up. So right now I've got my glasses on. I'm going to saw some of these slits up to fit. So I'm going to cut this into 3 pieces and then lay it in that semicircle. Here I'm making use of these stakes that Rigodas found. I'm disassembling the loose parts that are hanging on them so that I can then just hammer them into the ground to support the walls. Here I separated all the pieces, and here I've got my stakes ready. I can go start hammering it in. So here's how I'm going to set these up. I need to dig it out so this would all be level, and then I'll use the stakes to hammer them in. Here's one of them. Now, to get the other ones, I'll line them up. Without the camera. Here, I got the 3rd plank in, and I already leveled out this dirt. And I'm going to add these, finish off this row now. Then afterwards, I'm really liking how these rocks are. So when I get around to it, I'm going to do the rest of this. So I added another support here, and I decided I can use the space to make another garden area. Grow some extra stuff. Next, I gotta figure out what am I gonna do with this side. It's way too close next to the rocket stove, and it's a mess right here. So I added a few more stones in, though I'm seeing the old ones keep moving. Anyways, I'm digging this deeper to make it the level of the garden so that the roots can have ample space to grow. And yeah, I'm just gonna start clearing this area out so I can access at least more around the rocket stove. Here I have
kefir batch that my French host Dagmar gave me when I volunteered, and it's bubbling in the greenhouse. It's fizzing. I'm slaving away here trying to dig out a hole for this panel, and I've already added some clay here. I'm gonna add some chicken shit and some compost, and I'm wondering if I can do something for a drainage, like add a pipe in there. What could I do now which would make my life a lot easier in the future without having to tear it up later? Here, so next I'm gonna fill this up, and I think a heat shield would be very good here, so to retain more heat, because a lot of it gets lost out through those doors. Just returned from my neighbors with a wheelbarrow load of chicken manure, which I'm throwing into that, and I'm going to mix it with the clay. This goes in here. We'll level it out. Let's see if I can use this pipe and this old rag and have a capillary action watering system from the other side, so that any water I can in the future catch could drain and water the area which I just dug out. I'll see if I can get it somewhere around here. It's about one hand's distance from the edge of the door. Here, I've got it in where I want it to. Now we'll see if I can clean it up and stuff this inside there and give it a test. So that comes in through this side. Let's give this a test run. If I shove it up and see if it waters this whole area. Okay, I just tucked it in there and I bundled it up. Now to add some water. I poured the water and it's coming out quite a bit quicker than I'd hoped. Yeah, it's piling. I gotta play around some more. So that's a whole day working on the greenhouse. The sun is setting. I'm guessing it's 5:36 now, and it's getting a lot colder. It's maybe 1 degree now. There's still snow that hasn't melted throughout the day. In the shade, it's probably freezing. So I guess this is normal for the end of March. I'm back at trying to get my little filter or irrigation working. So I cut this, and I'm gonna try stuffing this polyfill material into it to hold back the water so it doesn't all float right through the bottom. There, that part's in. Now to get the shirt in. Another thing I want to do is bind this rag up. There, my ghetto capillary action irrigation system is set up. Next, from the rocket stove, I'm gonna layer some of this down so I can toss in my compost before I add this composted soil. Here, and now to add the compost to fill it up to the top. I even added some perlite and vermiculite to improve the soil retention and aeration. Woohoo! I got another garden bed. Wonder what I can grow there.
I got coronavirus. Just kidding, April Fools!
So it's April 1st and it's cold out. I haven't even been out, but I can see it's been snowing pretty hard this morning. Oh, it's still going. And I think I'm going to be working inside today on the SketchUp. So when I was gone all winter, it didn't snow at all, they said. And definitely none of the snow stuck. Now it's April 1st and the winter's just been delayed. I guess I brought it back with me. It's supposed to be cloudy and similar to this for the next few days, so I'm considering going back home. And they're predicting next week it'll be plus 15 or so. And they kind of predicted the same thing for this week, so who knows. We planted a bunch of some leeks, some cabbage, some more broccoli because they dried out.
and I'm gonna have to transplant them immediately once they pop out. Otherwise, it's getting too cold now. I'm gonna make myself a fire, and I think I'm gonna return home afterwards. It's been snowing. I got rid of this area. I opened it up, and I think I'm gonna make another garden here like I did over there. I need more of those stakes so that I can support this wall before the greenhouse falls down. And I started piling all the dirt from here onto the other side of this door, so it should close off some of the air leakage. And I've been finding lots of stones, and can't really see them too much, but I added all these stones here, and once I get more stones, I'll do the rest. They seem to be pretty stable, except for these first ones, which I need to redo. So this melting snow is a good time to see where the water's settling. Yeah, it's settling on the table, and I'm gonna leave my Berkey to catch water. And otherwise, I'm packed up. I'm ready to go. It's supposed to be similar weather to this for the next few days, and I feel like I could get more done working in front of the computer. Here's what I packed up earlier today, and here's my little irrigation to go into down there. So yeah, I came back a different route. So I'm back in Vilnius. It's Corona time. This is Vilnius now. There's the castle. Until next week.